Today we're going to talk really explicitly about how to name angles. So in naming angles, there's a couple ways you can do it. The biggest one, the most important one, is using 3 letters. That one's the one that's definitely going to make sure you get everything right. Now, first, you have to start with the angle symbol, which looks like this. It looks like a little acute angle right there, opening up towards the right. So, if you're going to name an angle with 3 letters, what you need to do is you need the vertex to be the middle letter of the 3 letters. So for example, let's look at this angle up here. If we're looking at that angle, we would call that angle, and the vertex is N, so N goes in the middle. And then if you look at it, the angle itself, there's the vertex, it goes down here to O, and it goes down here to Q. So the angle is in between O and Q, and it's centered at N. So you can just call it ONQ. Or you could also call it angle QNO. Okay, so let's name another angle. Let's look down here, this angle. Now, if we start with this is angle, and Q is in the middle because Q is where the angle is. Q is the vertex. So we have Q in the middle, and the angle goes between N and R. So N on one side, R on the other side, or you could of course do it angle RQN. Now one way to check yourself is you can actually just like trace these letters too. NQR, NQR. Oh look, that's pretty easy. I mean right there, we've created the angle that we're talking about. Same thing as if you go RQN. Now, the final way to do it only works if there's one angle at the vertex. So for example, we can't use one letter. We can't possibly do it for angle Q, because at angle Q there's this angle, and there's this angle on this side too, and technically there's this straight angle too. But if we look at angle S over here, that can be named with one letter. So angle S. Or, of course, you could also still name this with 3 letters to be more specific and get in the habit. S is in the middle, and it goes between N and O. Or, you know what, you could also do between N and Q, or between N and R. There's actually a ton of ways to name this. You could name it NSO. You could do angle NSQ. You could also do angle NSR. And guess what? You could reverse all those too. So you could do, for example, OSN as well, and flip it. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about how to measure angles with protractors, but we don't actually have a protractor, so it's going to be kind of, theoretical. So here's my little demo protractor that I've created. Looks beautiful, I know, I agree. So the way you measure an angle, so for example, if we're going to measure angle BOA, what you want to do first is you put the center of the protractor right here, and like some models have a dot, some models have a hole, some models just have this little like T intersection right there. You're going to put that right on the vertex, like directly on it. Then you're going to line up the 0 line, so like towards the 0 like this. This line is going to line up exactly on top of this ray right here. So once you have that, you have this, and then you have the center here, and then the protractor has an arc like that. All you're going to do is read off the protractor, like somewhere here or so, what the angle measure is. And one quick way, some have both like, say, 60 and 120 degrees. If the angle looks acute, like this, take the number that's less than 90. If the angle looks obtuse, take the number that's bigger than 90. So in class, we'll actually use real protractors for this, so make sure you bring yours to class tomorrow.